We are back, and it is Groundhog Day as the Crew ties Charlotte FC with the final score of 2 apiece in Charlotte. This was a match that was continued from a weather delay on July 31st, starting at about the 16th, well, starting at the 16th minute, not about, because that's when the game was stopped previously. Jonathan Mensah unable to play with a thigh injury. So there are good draws and there are bad draws, and this was definitely a bad draw. Like I said at the beginning of the video, this is Groundhog Day at this point. The Crew going up 2-0 with all the momentum. Doesn't even matter if it's at home or on the road at this point. And they completely give it up, including a tying goal in stoppage time, essentially, and they had all the momentum. This is happening every single time. You can count probably on two hands now the number of matches that have ended with the Crew dropping a result late. In fact, the number of points that the Crew have dropped in or after the 90th minute goes beyond the realm of hands. Quentin Tarantino is getting excited because you have to start counting your toes if you're going to, keep track of how many points the Crew are dropping in stoppage time. They're up to 11, which is the most in MLS history in a season, and the Crew still have one more game left to play. They still have time to push that number really as far as they can get it. Charlotte FC, after you scored the second goal from Luis Diaz at, I believe, around like the 58th minute or the 56th minute, they were dead. They were dead. They had to get a win to advance it, to keep their playoff hopes alive, which they didn't end up doing, but still they were dead. You let them grab momentum out of thin air almost immediately after Luis Diaz scored the goal. The Crew did have chances to ice the match. They had like a 3-on-1 a little after, I believe, in somewhere in the 70s minute. I forget when, exactly when, but they had a 3-on-1 that they just bungled so bad. It was they could not they couldn't ice their chances. They could not ice this match. They had chances to, they just couldn't get it done. And then now the Crew are out 2 points for it, and they could have jumped Cincinnati. They could have jumped them. They could have had a comfortable lead over, it looks like, Orlando City. As the last time I looked at that match, they were down 2-0 to Inter Miami at half. Who knows how that ends up by the time this video is uploaded. But they had a chance to jump Cincy, jump one of the teams that are playing by a good margin, and now they're still kind of in the thick of this race where a lot of it's going to hinge on how they play on decision day against Orlando City, which, again, I don't have any faith in this Crew team to play well against a team with any urgency. They might get out to a 2-0 lead or 3-0 lead, whatever lead they could, but as soon as the other team starts putting the momentum on, they fold and they crumble. In this game, I don't think they necessarily parked the bus or anything. They just stopped being able to keep possession for whatever reason. I don't know if it's coaching or players, but whatever it is, it's haunted the Crew for the last 2 years now, and it might cost them 2 playoff appearances. It did last season. This season is still up in the air, but it's certainly looking like if it's not costing them a playoff appearance, it's definitely costing them a good bit of playoff positions if they even make it to that point. So right now they're kind of relying on other things to go their way. Again, if this Miami score holds up, then they're basically going to have a win or a draw against Orlando City on decision day, and they'll be fine. They'll make it. Orlando City, Inter Miami, the Crew, and FC Cincinnati are all kind of in that range for the final playoff positions. In my last recap, I severely overestimated how safe Orlando City was. That's my bad on me. But again, I don't have any faith in this Crew team once Orlando City starts getting desperate, if they even have to hold on to a result. That was the bad. There was some good things that happened in this game. First of all, eliminating Charlotte FC was I don't care even if it was a bad result for the Crew. It's always fun to send the other team packing, especially at home. I know their fans were happy and all that, but it just kind of warms my heart a little bit of Schadenfreude to see another team get eliminated as a result of a Crew game happening. So that's always nice. Lucas Zelarayan and Cucho Hernandez were both factors in the team's goal. Zelarayan with a free kick goal from the middle of nowhere, catching Kalina from the Charlotte's goalkeeper kind of off guard, although he played very well in the second half. And Cucho Hernandez with a nice flick pass leading to another goal. Not the primary assist, but he did really set that play up with a nice pass. If those two can get going, and if the Crew were to make the playoffs, then I think those two things would make the Crew a big problem in the Eastern Conference. But again, that's still a big if for them to make the playoffs. And I think if Lucas Zelarayan and Cucho Hernandez can get going, then I think the Crew could have a chance against anyone in the league. And again, if current results hold, if that Inter-Miami game ends up being Inter-Miami takes that one as a win, then you still have a good shot. You still have control of your own destiny and all that. So it's not like it's the end of the world or the season is over yet. However, this season could have been set in stone. They could have been worrying about playoff position instead of, well, we have to really get a good result on decision day. And I do believe that the Crew will need to win or draw against Orlando FC should the result hold. If Orlando FC ends up winning that game, then they're going to have to hope to beat Orlando City, and the Inter Miami also loses their game. Well, they can, if they beat Orlando City, then they'll be fine. But if they draw or lose, then they'll have to hope that Inter Miami doesn't do anything well. And if they tie, then it's just beat Orlando City, and hopefully you'll make it then. So the Crew, again, missing opportunities, missing chances, and it leads to another bad draw, another result that could have been avoided if you had taken advantage of some of your opportunities earlier in the match, or just not allowed Charlotte FC to have every single chance late in the late stages of the game. So thank you all for watching. If you made it this far, please feel free to leave a like and a subscribe if you enjoyed the video and you would like to see more like it. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this match for the Crew and how you think they'll do against Orlando City on decision day. Thank you all again for watching, and I will see you at the next one.